I got $2,000.
Oh my God.
$2,000. If you can prove to me right now a credit bureau exists, I give it to you.
Well, let's pull up TransUnion. Let's put up. I mean, they exist. I mean.
Are you sure?
Okay, I want to hear your point though. I want to hear your point, because I don't want to look crazy.
I got $2,000 right here. Are you willing to match my $2,000?
It's getting spicy.
It's getting
spicy.
Woo! We might have to edit this part. I'm sweating right now, guys.
Somebody about to come up.
Okay, you know what? I am a betting man, but for some reason you have something up your sleeve, man. You have something up your sleeve.
I'm just saying, I'm willing to put a $2,000 right now that there is no such thing as a credit bureau.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your Blueprint Mastermind. Welcome to the Respect My Blueprint podcast, where we highlight the blueprint of successful entrepreneurs across all industries. Today's show probably don't know, but it's going to get spicy today because many of you guys know, listen, I'm a personal finance guy, credit repair, credit building, and everything like that. And the guest that we have today, we're going to go back and forth and challenge each other. So I hope everybody that's watching today get ready for intense conversation and intense debate.
They're ready for the smoke.
They're not ready?
I don't think they're ready for the smoke.
Man, we bringing it today,
we're about
man.
to burn it down.
But there's a lot of gems and value that's going to be dropped today
Absolutely.
because we are going to discuss consumer law, right, versus credit repair, and a lot of gems that a lot of people are not aware of. So we have the consumer law expert, consumer law extraordinaire, okay, Daraine Delevante. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Let's go, bro. Yo, talk about your neighbor giving you a type of introduction. And when I say neighbor, my brother is Haitian. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jamaican, all right? So my name is Daraine Delevante, your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer laws. I also teach credit repair business owners how to scale their business to make an extra $50,000 to $100,000 using 4 key principles: lead generation, lead conversion, client ascension, and continuity. Those 4 in your business, you can scale any business.
Wow, it's funny you mentioned that because we're about to touch on the credit repair and consumer law, but you didn't mention the any of that in the 4 secrets you just mentioned right now. This is all just lead generation to be able to.
That is the repair is the thing. But as a business owner, you need to see. If you don't have clients as a business owner, you make no income. You could have the best company in the world if you don't know how to generate leads. So defining your avatar, right?
Right.
Who are you serving? If you don't know who you're serving, see, a message that appeals to everyone appeals to
Nobody.
one. And if you don't know what the people that need your service are looking for, how can you communicate with them?
Good point. Good point. You know what? And which, by the way, I don't want to be rude and everything. I've already have been. I want to introduce the second guest on the show here. Damn, he's like, I know Brandon Lynn. I mean, bro, I'm just here. But no, I also want to introduce, marketing guru, which I want to follow up this question to you, as well as pod agency owner Brendan Boyd. Brendan, so just really quick, I want to, before I get back to Daraine here, what are your thoughts about the 4 points that Daraine just made when it comes to lead generation? Because I know when it comes to lead generating, this is more your lane here.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Daraine was going to talk this spicy.
I know, you see that, right? He's coming out the gate with it, man.
I mean, he's 100% correct. I mean, you need that. That's what you need.
Right. In any business.
100%. And those are the things that people deny. Somebody might have one of them, they don't have the other 3. Or they might have 2 of them, they don't have the other 4. Or they pay attention more to building out their actual
the business and not actually
product service, but don't spend no time on the actual lead. So look, Daraine to tell you too, like, you can make money with an offer and no fulfillment and fulfill in 30 days. Then you can actually spend 30, 60 days on actually perfecting your thing and not selling it to nobody.
In a way, reverse engineer. So instead of focusing on a product or service,
if you put out an offer right now, it's like, I'm looking for 10 people to help them learn, become more knowledgeable about consumer law, fix their credit, and get access to whatever.
Good point.
He's gonna get some leads.
Yeah, good point.
Right?
Good point.
And whatever the offer's gonna, whatever the offer's gonna be, whatever price is, whatever ticket is, he's gonna close the deal. But if you spent I mean, he's way past this, but if he spent 30, 60, 90 days perfecting that,
Right. I see what you're saying.
he has no one to sell it to. He could have been selling it for 90 days and then working
He's
on
just
it.
been in the lab, just
Yeah.
cooking up without
Right.
worrying about serving it. Right.
Yeah, so
okay.
so he's 100% right. You definitely need that, you know? Lead
Which
generation, continuity, you know, high ticket offers. Like you need all of those things. Yeah.
Which I want to hear. I want to
Conversion.
hear. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
But look at
Yeah.
Elon. Elon sold the Cybertruck before this stuff was even made.
Yeah, he got my
That's
deposit.
lead generation.
He got my deposit.
Damn, creating that FOMO.
You did.
Right,
It's not
creating
even
that.
the FOMO. Like, when you're good at what you do, your people will hear my sheep will know my voice. So not calling people sheep, but it just goes to show that when you are an expert and you are the person that everybody knows that owns this area, when you speak, they will listen. So if I'm dropping a new product and I let everybody know this product is launching in 60 days, but I'm opening up 20 slots right now that get 50% off of this product, it's going to get sold out.
Yeah, facts.
Period.
Facts.
The product isn't even made yet.
Facts.
But people know that you are going to deliver on your
value.
word. That is why reputation matters.
Which by the way, we're gonna get spicy because you're not gonna sit here and tarnish my reputation on credit repair and everything like that, right? So we had a few light debate off air, guys, and for those that don't know, the viewers, you guys know how intense I go hard about how I go hard about credit repair, right? And Daraine asked me a question, which, by the way, I want to build a little context here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we first met at a conference a couple years ago, CreditCon, by the way, and I heard Daraine when he had the opportunity to speak. He went ahead and challenged one of the guest speakers in the subject matter of credit repair. I think the guest speakers asked a question about how to remove inquiries or something like that. And I remember you came on and you argued on the realm of permissible purpose, right? And you started reading off the statutes and everything like that. So I want to ask you a question. What is your problem with credit repair? Yeah, because I wanted to ask it in CreditCon, so we're now on the show. I want to ask, what is the problem? What is your issue with credit repair?
None.
Come on.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
So it's not a problem with credit repair.
Right.
It's a problem of how people are doing it. It's not the credit repair. It's how they're doing it. And the way, so I'll have people that join my university and they're
Okay.
like, I hired a credit repair company and I can't get approved for nothing. But when I tell them, all right, do an evaluation, I want you to call in. Lo and behold, there's a fraud alert on their credit because someone did a fake FTC report to try to get accounts deleted that didn't know what they were doing. So now there's a fraud alert on the account with a lender. So Brandon lends me $1,000. I decided not to pay him back, right?
You're in default.
And now I go tell Brandon, yo, somebody robbed me, bro. I can't pay you back. All right, bet. And you and Brandon are friends now. And I come and ask you for $1,000. But before you gave it to me, you happened to see Brandon. And, Delevante just asked me for $1,000. I think he's a pretty straight dude. I should lend him. And Brandon's like, nah, bro. The last time I lent him money, he told me he got robbed. Now, you knowing that information, are you going to lend me that $1,000?
No, I know your credibility is right.
My point. So if creditors are seeing fraud alerts on your report, what do you think they're thinking now to extend this line of $10, $20, or even $30,000 to you? Are we going to get the same that this was fraud after they used all the funds?
Good point. Very valid
So there's
point.
more to it than just the repair itself. It has a domino effect.
Wait, so credit repair has a very bad black eye, the industry.
Because
That
people
very
just
fact
jump
right there.
in it for that reason. Because people see it as a cash grab and they don't spend the time to learn how to use the laws and do it correctly.
That's a fact. That's a fact because I know that there's people teaching credit repair and they're just teaching people how to start credit repair businesses fast because they learn how to fix their credit. So now they're going out and teaching people exactly what they did, but they don't know the laws, they don't know the statutes, they don't know none of the stuff that he's talking about. I know that to be fact because I know people that do it that I know they don't know
Well, hold on, man, Brandon. Hold on,
No,
man.
it's
You
all-
must have watched my past episodes because that's my story right there, bro. He tripping right now, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let him know, man. They watch the past episodes, you know. But I could appreciate what you're sharing, right? Because it is true, especially this day and age. It's get 100 points in 90 days and things like that. We've
You
all
can't
seen
even
that.
say that. That's illegal. You cannot be making those
But
promises.
we've seen it so much, though.
Correct, but seeing it doesn't make it right.
So let me ask you guys a question. Is this a systematic thing because of failure of our community not knowing or just a lack of education from our community, or this is something just from the higher powers up to be as far as, okay, let's mislead them on the world of credit repair because no matter what anybody want to say, credit is key in this country. Mm-hmm. You can't do nothing without credit in this country. So why is there such a big confusion on the right route of doing credit?
I was waiting for this question.
Oh.
I think this question is so
Yeah,
good
this
right
is a
now.
spicy one, right?
This is so good. If I had
Okay.
a shot, I would have taken a shot right now. Listen,
Talk to me. Let's do it.
so you are correct with all of what you just said. All of them is correct. Credit bureaus, and for those of you who don't know, credit bureaus don't exist. And
No.
I'm gonna prove
I've
that
read
in
a
a
couple of
minute.
your videos that
I'ma
said that. You're
prove
going to
that.
stop that today.
I'ma prove
You're
that.
going to stop that today.
I'm gonna prove it. There's no such thing as a credit
Because
bureau.
you got to tell the people that there's 3 credit bureaus. And
I
you're
got
telling me.
$1,000 right now. If you can prove to me that, where's my bag? Give me my bag, cause y'all be thinking I'm
See,
playing.
man, I told y'all I was going to bring y'all something special today. And this, I'm not liking the way this conversation is
All right.
going because I'm on the losing end right now. You see this? The
$2
man
grand.
pulled out.
I got $2,000.
Oh my God!
$2,000. If you can prove to me right now a credit bureau exists, I give it to you.
Well, let's pull up TransUnion. Let's put up. I mean, they exist. I mean,
Are you sure?
okay. I want to hear your point though. I want to hear your point, because I don't want to look crazy.
I got $2,000 right here. Are you willing to match my $2,000?
It's getting spicy.
It's getting
a little
ooh,
spicy.
man.
Woo.
Ooh, we might have to edit this part.
Somebody-
I'm sweating right now, guys.
Somebody about to come up.
Okay, you know what? You know what? I am a betting man, but for some reason you have something up your sleeve, man. You have something up your
I'm
sleeve.
just saying, I'm willing to put a $2,000 right now that there is no such thing as a credit bureau.
Well, you know what? How about you share with the audience then?
All right, bet.
Share with the
So
audience.
to answer your first question now, let's
Okay.
go back there. See, consumer reporting agencies, let's call them by their names, consumer reporting
That's
agents.
their lawful name?
I got $2,000 right here. I can prove
There we
it.
go.
I can
There we
prove
go. Hold on, you
got-
supposed to
you
be
got
on my
pulled
side.
up.
What you doing? Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
So consumer reporting agencies,
Right.
aka Equifax, TransUnion, Innovis, ARS, SageStream, Experian, LexisNexis, all of
Right.
them. Consumer reporting agencies are incentivized for people to have bad credit. Banks are incentivized for people to have bad credit.
Well, this is
Auto
systematic.
dealerships, that's why I told you was correct, are incentivized for people to have bad credit. See, the question is why? See, I go up to a dealership with an 800 credit score. I'm getting 2% interest, 3%
make no money.
interest rate, right?
Oh,
0 down payment.
right.
I'm leaving off in a coupe. I pull up with bad credit, a 580, 600. I'm getting 18, 26%, 36%, and a 3, 4, 5, maybe $10,000 down payment.
payment.
Come on, boy.
Okay. Now that's a very valid
every
point.
every time a bank or a dealership pulls a consumer report, they have to pay.
There is a cost, right? Which there's a nominal cost that's associated with
so
it.
now,
right.
right? If you go there with good credit, it's only one pull. They got paid once. But what happens when people have bad credit and they get denied?
Which most people are aware of. They
They-
pulled your credit multiple times, right?
And they go to 5 or 10 different lenders to
Lenders.
get their credit pulled. Or
point.
maybe this one. Like you go on a application spree. You get denied from one bank, you're going to go to 3 to 4 more. Every bank that pulled.
And those
paying,
inquiries are building up and
on.
hurting your credit. Right. Good point.
So
good
they
point.
get no. It's bad credit is one of the most profitable business in the United States. No one will admit it.
Unbelievable. Are you like
Think about it. On a car.
right?
So let me give y'all.
And this is
some
something
backstory.
that every human being in America needs, but yet there's a
right.
system to.
But there's no system to educate though.
We're gonna talk
You're
about
coming
that,
out of
right?
school.
We're gonna talk about that.
Don't
Go
forget
ahead.
that education part. 'Cause
Right.
I got a whole thing about that.
Right.
So, 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my first car,
Okay.
Nissan Altima, 2007 Nissan Altima.
Something moderate.
Yep.
Right.
With 75,000 miles on it. I couldn't get that car because I had no credit. I had to call my buddy Kevin, shout out to Kevin, right? And ask him to be a co-signer. Bro, I didn't know what a co-signer was. I didn't even know what it meant. And I didn't know at that time what I was putting my friend
Into right.
I didn't know. Because, see, a co-signer is if Daraine defaults, you saying you're a co-signer says, I am going to bear the responsibility
share,
and
right.
take over these payments. Bro, if I had known that's what I was asking Kevin to do, I wouldn't have done it. But my bro was so good, he didn't even second guess it. He just came through and he did it. But I was responsible. However, that car was for $23,000.
At a high rate.
75,000 miles on it. This is how bad credit is an expensive life, but I didn't know.
Most people don't realize bad credit will cost you over $100,000 in your
Bruh,
lifetime.
They
Yes.
don't.
At least.
At least $100,000 in your lifetime, guys. Listen, pay attention here.
That's probably within 10 years, not even over the lifetime. Because, dude, 18.90% interest rate on a 2007 Nissan Altima with 75,000 miles on it, right? And then I'm a new driver. My insurance was like $300. So I'm paying a $500 note plus a $350 insurance. Together, almost 900. Are
Come
you
on,
telling me
yeah,
they don't make money off of bad credit?
So you brought up a good point here, which I want to peel this onion back. I want to put a little context as far as, you preach as you're everybody's favorite consumer law expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we highlighted as far as, okay, bad credit is a systematic thing here, right? Why, let me ask you a question. Why, particularly for our community, and we're talking about, first generation immigrants here, or just the immigrants in general, why is it so hard for them to understand the credit game here, although it's the most, essential point in an American lifestyle?
You're asking some really good questions.
Because I want to give value here. I want to give value.
If you want to control a people, you mislead them. You see, the people that know the things that you don't know will use the things that you don't know against you because you don't know it. That is why I was paying 18.9% interest rate on a used Nissan Altima with 75,000 miles. I did not know this stuff. So if we know that people will pay whatever, they will because they have to survive. They'll get 3 jobs if they have to. So now the banking system knows, you've heard of redlining, correct?
Oh, yes. That's where
All
the
right.
mortgages and everything like
So
that.
why
right.
do you think we are targeted so much? Black, brown, and Spanish people make up the biggest consumer in America. We spend the most. So if we know that this demographic spends the most, all we need to do to get the money from their pockets is to mislead them or not even give them the whole sauce. Don't give them all the information. Give them enough for them to get by. But at the end of the day, when you take a black couple from a neighborhood, right?
Right.
And you put them in a white neighborhood, and other black people see them in that neighborhood thriving, guess what's going to happen? We want to be there
same
too.
thing, right,
So now
okay.
you're going to apply for these mortgages, but guess what? We are probably not getting the same rates.
Yeah.
So now it's like monkey see, monkey do. So what I see now and the things that's being shown in front of me is called programming, television, television, right? So you are being programmed about somebody else's vision. So now we want to be the Joneses.
But when you have lacked in so long and not had something for so long, I'm speaking as a culture, when you finally do get it, it's almost it's expected to want to be the Joneses, right? And the way I'm saying is because
where we lose.
Well, and I understand that, right? So the point that which I want to circle back to a point here, right? We suffer from lack of understanding credit. So those that's actually able to understand or be able to educate on credit, now they say, okay, let me go ahead and show my ass off. Right? That's how our community is.
You know what that says in the Bible?
In terms
of displaying your wealth and not really, right.
Yeah.
That's naturally what our culture does, right? But what I want you to share with everybody, number one, your blue ocean strategy in the aspect of, okay, that we haven't touched this point where you came here to this country and decided to be the consumer law expert and use that leverage to be able to go ahead and educate others, right? So with that being said, is also educating the community as far as learning about consumer law was also a major impact in avoiding that Jones effect, avoiding that, hey, now that you have it, build wealth now. Don't sit here and splurge. Don't sit here and repeat the same cycle. You know, okay, let me frame the question better.
No, that was good.
You have it?
Keep that, because I have the answer for that one.
Go ahead, okay.
All right. So when I was broke as a joke and ready to choke, right?
He a rapper now. I like that, okay.
Right? Something happened to me, and the big man upstairs is always watching, right?
Always, right.
So I'm active duty military now. I'm making $7,000 a month. I'm making a lot of money, right? I think that's a lot of money, right? $7,000 a month coming from Jamaica. Come on, bro. I'm making a lot of money.
You happy, right?
Yeah, comfortable because I fed into the lies. 40 years, 40 hours, retirement, go to school, get a job. I was buying it.
That's the American dream.
I was drinking the whole Kool-Aid.
We all swallowed that pill, right?
I was drinking the whole Kool-Aid.
Right?
Right?
Okay.
So then I was applying for a city job in the Environmental Protection Division because in the military, my qualifications equal hazmat, like hazardous material.
Right.
Those are my qualifications. So I was applying for a job there, right? I'm like, it's a city job. I'm going to do this for 20, 30 years.
You good.
I'm going to be good. Retirement, everything, right? So I put in my 2-week notice now for the job in the military that I'm working because I'm going to go work
To the
this city
EPA,
job.
right.
Bruh. Right as I was about to start a week, the position is no longer available.
Oh.
Yo, so I have my own theory. I think somebody else got it that was not me. I think somebody else got it, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah.
I was training my replacement because I already
thinking that you was going, right. Oh, so you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh,
nowhere to go and nowhere to stay.
No, I was a nobody, right? So then I lost the job.
Right.
I was angry. This is 2019 now. Angry at everything. So I went to the barber shop.
Okay.
And I heard my barber talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm like, what kind of dumbass book is that? Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right.
Why does he got two dad? This is angry me. This is me just angry, right? And I didn't know that God had a package waiting for me. But sometimes we got to go through some stuff
just
to get to our stuff. We got to go through some stuff to get to our stuff. And the reason why a lot of people fail because they lack patience. They don't have tactical patience. So I'm in the barbershop. So I got curious. I left the barbershop. I go on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
Sponsoring the show, by the way. Go ahead.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad audiobook. Dude, the book is like 6 hours and change.
Ooh.
I listened it twice that night.
Change your life.
My whole life.
Literally.
The number one rule of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The rich don't work for money. They have money work for them.
Damn.
You cannot tax the rich because they have no income.
Wow.
So
That's
dude,
powerful right there. Powerful.
my
Donald
whole
Trump
brain-
taught us that
Bruh,
too. Yeah.
My whole brain did a 360. It's like I got a whole new brain. Dude, Rich Dad Poor Dad was the
Right.
first book I ever read from front to back. And after I listened to it twice on YouTube, I got the book 3 days later. Shout out to Amazon Prime. Because that book came early. Dude, I read that book 6 times.
You had to just get it in. You had to fill your soul with it.
Bro, everything that I thought I knew was a whole lie, bro.
So now you whitewashing everything that
Everything. I had to reprogram myself. That's why I had to read the book so many times. I had to reprogram. Then I read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It was
right.
a wrap.
And the crazy part about it, this is easily accessible information that we
everybody.
just right there.
I
you
just
go.
heard it in the barbershop.
You know,
I just heard it in the barbershop.
That's crazy.
But
That's
you see,
crazy.
God gives people our messages.
Right.
So you'll hear stuff like people, like right now, I tell people about Rich Dad Poor Dad. Some of them will just
go through it.
But
Right.
if somebody, the book is for like $6 or $10.
And it's been around for
$10.
10, 15 years, this book.
I
it's
think
a
it's
staple.
been long. No, it's
Maybe
been
longer,
since
right?
in the 90s. This
Yeah.
book has been around for a minute.
It's a staple, yeah.
This book has been around for a minute.
Right.
Just like Think and Grow Rich.
Another one, right.
Since the 1925, when Napoleon Hill made the first copier in 1930.
Right.
These books have been around, but it goes back to us. Remember, in slavery, what was the biggest thing? Slaves can't read. An empowered, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
An educated
It was a crime.
person is a dangerous person.
We all seen what Nat Turner did when he was able to, the story of how the slave, he educated himself and ended up leading the rebellion and everything. So, right,
1997.
1997. An educated black man is a dangerous person. Very dangerous,
Yeah.
bro. So now I'm reprogramming everything, right?
Right.
So now I got deployed. Dude, I read 140 books on my deployment. On a 1-year deployment, I read 140. I was averaging 8 to 9 books a month.
You got me beat. My biggest was 86. I did 86.
My goodness.
2020 did 86.
To try to convince today's society to read a book is
That's their problem. That is why
Right.
they will be stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. Because listen, we have to recognize it's time for a change. And Hosea 4 verses 6, my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. That Bible was written before I was born, and it is true to today. I'm not religious. Don't y'all think I'm religious. I am spiritual. I believe in an almighty sovereign being, but I'm telling you, the information is there.
Yeah, facts.
Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open. These aren't just words, but people are not asking themselves the right question. The first thing they're going to say, I can't do it. You shut your whole brain down.
Off the
Why
the
not
mindset.
say, how
to
can I do it?
Right.
Then
Okay.
I'm gonna say, maybe I can do this, and this. And if this don't work, you see how many other questions that lead to
another one.
Come
right.
on. So
Okay.
now your brain is going.
You put it. I always said an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Facts.
No,
Always
super
said
facts.
that. So keeping busy, educating, and enlightening is always the key, right?
Look at a garden.
A
A garden of roses unattended will be overrun by weeds. You cannot leave anything to itself.
Good point.
Anything left to itself is on sure path for destruction.
So, okay, with that being said, right? So, what's the approach you would give to somebody who has the mindset of, oh yeah, man, I can fix my credit. Let me just go ahead and challenge these bankruptcies, challenge these repossessions, challenge these collections and charge-offs and everything. Follow the steps of this guy who told me to, clean up my personal information and challenge with the bureaus, and then, then send the debt dispute letter with the debt collection agencies, and after 4 or 5 rounds, it'll fall off. You've heard that before, so okay. So
that's a mumbo jumbo they be preaching in the streets.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
I'm telling you the truth. See, all right. When we talk about credit, the first thing we need to understand is, what does the law say about credit? The law uses a couple words: accurate, inaccurate,
Right.
complete, incomplete.
Right. Everything as the FCRA says that everything on your credit report must be reported accurately and fairly.
Correct.
Right.
15 USC 1681 EB. $2,000 is still here.
It's still on the table, y'all. It's still on the
Right?
table. It's growing by the minute. Yeah.
So, right? So the first thing, even going to the FCRA, 15 USC 1681, the first thing under congressional findings, it says accuracy and fairness. Those are the two first things. Can they pull it up?
Pull it up. But put up
15 USC
15 USC
1681.
1681.
The first thing Congress speaks about is accuracy and fairness of the consumer report.
So that's where you say there's no credit bureaus because on the actual legislation they refer to them as consumer reporting agencies. I see where you're
There
going.
we go.
I see where you're going.
I knew
So
we would get to this,
we're
Rich.
getting okay.
All right, good.
Okay, you're hearing the actual definitive terms inside. Right. You're not playing with the words or creating your own
I'm
terms and
explain
everything.
why they do that.
Go ahead.
So, what do we know about psychology? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Right?
Right. Okay.
The words we use, they became flesh. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So is it true the reason that the words and the definition that we use are subconsciously stored in our mind?
100%.
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you hear the word bureau, what's the first thing you think of?
You think it's like it's an agency, like
Government.
something. Yeah, you're thinking
You
it's
think
something high
government.
up, right?
All right. So now, your phone, please.
Okay.
And for my production guy in the back,
What's up? Okay.
15 USC 1681.
That's
Is it
cool.
up there?
Yeah. We got it up?
All right, cool.
Boom.
So now, congressional findings, right?
Right.
Accuracy and fairness, two biggest words Congress use. So now, if Congress is speaking about that, so I'm not sure. Can you read it? Are you able to
I could
see
be
it?
able. Can we enlarge it just a little bit? I know the audience can see it. There we go.
Perfect.
There we
Perfect.
go.
I want you to read that for me down to number 4.
Okay, so we're going to start. Congress makes the following findings. 1, the banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting, like you mentioned. Inaccurate credit reports directly impair the efficiency of the banking system, and unfair credit reporting methods undermine the public confidence, which is essential to the continued functioning of the banking system. All right, number 2.
Remember that part, and I'm going to give you an example where
Okay.
Wells Fargo did this. Remember that part.
Oh, they're repeated habitual offenders, as they're always in the news,
$3.7 billion
right?
lawsuit because of that violation alone.
And they're still in business.
Still in business. But keep going.
Let's keep okay. Number 2, an elaborate mechanism has been developed for investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, and general reputation of consumers.
So right there. Now, if they were government agencies, would Congress be calling their own agencies an elaborate mechanism? Let's
An
keep it-
elaborate record have been developed. Okay.
Let's keep it
Let's
going.
keep it going. All right, number 3. Consumer reporting agencies.
Really? Did you see Credit Bureau anywhere?
You know what? You can take that 2,000 back. Yeah, thank you. Consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role in assembling.
Has assumed. It wasn't given. It wasn't tasked. They assumed a role.
Assumed a role, right? He's right now. It's been black and white. A vital role in assembling and evaluating consumer credit and other information on consumers. So they assumed this. So there was nobody that given them.
There are
these
no credit bureaus. That's why credit bureaus don't exist. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian are private
held
companies
companies, yeah.
that are traded publicly.
Yeah.
They are not government agencies. But because we know the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, IRS, our Internal Revenue Bureau, and all of
Yeah.
these bureaus that's attached with government.
Good point.
When you use words have the power to make or break you.
The way you think.
The way you think,
The way you
as
think.
a man thinketh in his heart. So if we know how consumers think, and we know they associate bureau with government, an example, the Federal Reserve Bank. It's not even federal, and it's not
It's
even
a private,
bank.
right? Most people don't even know
facts,
that. Yeah,
facts, super
the
facts.
Feds is a whole
Words.
different
It's not even in the
entity.
country.
Exactly.
It's words. It is words. So when we comprehend definitions expose
the
who you really are. Because Congress says they are consumer reporting agencies. And when consumers now hear the word credit bureau, and if they get a response saying this is validated, they're thinking the government told
right,
me.
right.
It's
It
correct, and
came
they
from the government.
and we're not dispute. They're right. Whatever. I'll just wait 7 years. But oh my God, have they been deceived?
So
Yo, wait, hold up. You gotta drop a bomb or something, bro. That was heavy talk, right?
that
Sure.
but here's the crazy part about it. I'm almost fearful of releasing this whole episode, man, because dead honest, you are exposing a deep secret that a lot of people just not aware of. Obviously, your career you've helped plenty of people, but I want everybody to get these gems.
This is
here,
why people like you have to exist. We have to bring this information. Your brother could be needing this information. Your sister could be needing this information. Your mama could be needing this information. And because this information has been wrapped up and tied in a bow, if you want to hide something from someone, you put it in a book.
That's what they say, plain sight, right?
Plain sight.
Put it in plain
Easy,
sight.
right? Yeah.
We have a moral responsibility with the positions that we have to share this information with everyone that comes in contact with us. Because when God gave people their talents, one got 4, one got 3, one got 2, and the one that got 1 hid his. But everybody else doubled their talents by serving people.
Yeah.
We cannot keep this information.
Okay, so you've grown a very vibrant community now as students and everything, right? Educating this. So let me ask you a question. What is some of the challenges and some of the pushback you've been getting from the credit repair industry? Because we've met at a credit conference, right? And I've seen you live in person challenging a credit repair expert. So what is the normal pushback you get?
Uninstalling old beliefs to install the new ones. Because people are still wrapped up on 609, FTC, all
609
that,
letter, yeah,
that misleading stuff.
So wait a minute. So you're telling me 609 letters, 611 letters, all that stuff is boo-boo caca?
Not necessarily. It's how it's used. 609 and 611, those are still a part of the law. It's how it's being used. It's the information and how it's being used.
Okay, and I'm assuming that's how you educate is to rewire,
Correct.
reprogram the way of the approach.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
The
okay.
approach makes it different.
So technically, what you're sharing to me is credit repair is a legal business, but the approach is completely misguided and
Correct. There we go, bro.
Understood. Okay.
I don't have
All
nothing
right.
against
Okay.
credit repair.
All
I started out doing credit repair.
So what was the turning point of credit repair is actually it's consumer law? How did you make that?
So one night, I had to mail out 500 letters.
Whoa, yeah.
Took
If
me-
you're a credit
it
repair
took me
expert, you
4
understand
months.
that.
It took me not 4 months. It took me 4 hours. Dude, I decided that night I was not doing it again. Dude, my son was licking.
Licking,
Kids got a lot of spit. I'm licking envelope. He's licking envelope. I'm putting stamps. Dude, I had like 500 plus letters. Took me 4 hours. Printer ran out of ink.
Oh yeah. You said
Bruh.
that this is not worth
Bruh.
it. This not worth
Bruh.
it. Yeah. The
But
30
then-
days you got to do it again.
But then
Yeah.
there was a bigger calling. See, as a service-based business, I can only attend to so many people at a time.
Yeah.
There's only so many people. There's only so many letters you can print
send
in a
out.
day.
Right.
There's only so many things you can do in a day. And then I learned that what if you did one to many? So instead of a 1-in-1, what if you go one to many? See, what I'm giving you now,
Right.
right? This information, 1 million people can watch this
Can watch it,
episode.
right.
That's called one too many. If I just gave you this on a consultation, what happened to the 999,999?
Right. Okay.
So when I learned that, I didn't know that this is the path that God wanted me to go. So now, being on stage, speaking, meeting people like you,
has been the
if
game
I didn't
changer.
change the business model, we would have never met.
You know what? And I love that because, you bring it back home when you originally started the whole conversation with the 4 points of the lead generation, the network capital, and everything like that, right? So, okay, now hearing that story is truly inspiring in aspect. Okay, you said credit repair is not the lane you wanted to go. You have identified the purpose that your higher power have placed you here for. Beautiful.
There's nothing wrong with credit repair. I just need people doing it right. And another thing is a lot of people are not.
So wait a minute. What makes you think I'm a turn up right now? What makes you think yours is not wrong then?
Say again?
What makes you think your approach not wrong?
To say my approach is wrong is to say Congress laws are incorrect.
So you're basing your entire mythology and philosophy on
consumer laws. I assume or interject my own words into nothing.
So so in a way you can go unchallenged in your principle and theory because you're going.
Proof.
But
Why do you think I'm so confident?
But what do you say everybody that based their theory on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Debt Collection Practices Act, and things like that?
No, those are good.
Right, because they're legislations
those are good
too.
if you're doing it correctly. That's a part of it's not the thing, it's how is it being done.
Okay, so let me ask you, let's go over the traditional steps of credit repair.
Okay, cool.
And we're going to find the leak. Traditional, most credit repair experts will tell you, check your credit. Pull a copy of your credit report. Number 2, identify all the errors, the inaccuracies and everything.
What makes something inaccurate?
If it's reporting if you have a collection charge off or anything that's reporting in your credit that you feel that's not accurately reported, whether it's a payment.
Before we even go there,
Okay.
let's go back to the top of the credit report. What's at the top of every credit report?
Personal information.
Personal information.
Right.
Do you know that 90% of people get denied because of personal information?
That is true.
And not just what's on the report, just personal information alone.
Just the personal. And we're not even getting into the accounts or the trade lines or nothing.
We have people having 5 names. Daraine Delevante, Daraine Q Delevante, Delevante Q Daraine, Daraine
The
Jr.
AKAs and the
Correct.
right,
the aliases, right?
Right,
Then we're
okay.
seeing 15 addresses, 40 phone numbers, 10 email addresses. Well, if I'm a lender and I see all of that, who are you?
That's
coming
inconsistency, uncertainty right
50,000. I don't even know who you
Who the
are.
heck you are?
Where do you live?
Yeah. Which one of these addresses, right?
If I need to repossess something, where I'm going to come to repossess it?
Plus your employment. I see you've worked at 50 jobs in the past. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That shows instability.
Right.
So now if I see that you are denied, I didn't even have to look at anything else.
So you can have a 700 score and the personal info is looking crazy.
Trash.
Wow.
So now, the difference now in how I teach versus how other people do it is I'm going to tell you now, okay, we need to clean up your personal information. This is what you need to do.
That's the pillar.
Correct. So I'm giving them what they need to do. People are just saying, oh, clean up personal information. Well, shit, Sway, how do I do that? How do I do that? Right.
Right, okay.
So now I'm telling you to call in and you're going to use this script because I already made this script for you. You're going to let them know this is my name. This is my only name. And I want all other variations deleted. One name. All those addresses are outdated. Go to B.
Pull up. Same page. Scroll down to B.
Scroll down.
Same page. Just scroll down. Yeah. Let's see.
Reasonable procedure. All right. So
it is the purpose of.
So read number 4 into B.
4. Okay, we're gonna finish 4 then and B. Okay. 4, which is there is a need to ensure that consumer reporting agencies exercise their grave responsibilities with fairness, impartiality, and a respect for the consumer's right to privacy. Okay. Now, number 4, reasonable procedures. It is the purpose of this subchapter to require that consumer reporting agencies adopt reasonable procedures for meeting the needs of commerce for consumer credit, personnel, insurance, and other information in a manner which is fair and equitable to the consumer.
Equitable. But continue.
Right? With regard to the confidentiality.
Confidentiality. What does it mean to be confidential?
To held in secrecy.
Correct.
Right.
Privacy,
right.
So your information,
Which is not.
Oh, your information is, no, it's not. Congress says this information must be confidential and it must be private. You can't just put my information out there. But continue.
Confidentiality, accuracy, relevancy. That's key. I see where you go with the personal information.
Let's talk about personal information that's not relevant.
Yeah.
Because I lived somewhere 10 years ago, that address is not relevant.
It's not relevant.
Because I cannot get mail there. I cannot receive any legal documents there. It is outdated information that needs to be deleted. But continue. Let's finish up.
And proper utilization of information in accordance with the requirements of this subchapter. So, based upon this subsection of this legislation,
personal information.
So you're telling me you use this legislation as the basis for your argument. Shout out to our sponsor, Uptrend Credit, the #1 credit building platform out today. If you're looking to boost or build your credit, tap in with Uptrend Credit, as you will be able to build your credit by reporting your rent, utilities, and other monthly payments into your credit report. Uptrend Credit allows you to add trade lines with your monthly rent and utility payments and reports them on your credit in as little as 7 days. Check out Uptrend Credit and learn how you can build your credit today without taking on any debt. Argument in getting personal information.
Correct.
Wow.
It's in their laws. I didn't write it. I just came here and I saw it.
So why I understand what you say, as a man thinketh is what his heart is. So, but why? Who came up with this? As far as credit repair, doing dispute letter, who came up with that?
No, nothing's wrong with it. It's the way you do it. But it's the how.
Okay, who came up with that approach
That
then?
what we just read. You want me to make it into a letter? I'm gonna make a letter right now.
Okay, you know what, guys? Listen, man, this episode, y'all gonna charge $2.99 to watch this, because y'all not getting this anywhere else, man. You know, but go ahead.
All right. So one of my many gifts, it doesn't matter what account it is, I can build you a letter off the rip. It's one of the gifts that, the Most High gave to me, being able to comprehend things. So I have the gift of comprehension.
Which, by the way, and which I can understand, because everybody's credit is unique as your fingerprint.
Correct.
So you can't take a template for one person and expect it to work for the next person.
It has to be modified. Yeah. People don't know how to modify the information.
Right.
The template is a basis for modification. Your situation is different from mine.
So that's why I see how you could come up with the letter now, because everybody is specific. Got it.
So now, all right. You're reporting inaccurate information on my consumer report. First of all, I've written to you before regarding this matter. You refuse to delete names on my consumer report that does not match my name. Here is a picture of my ID showing my exact name. This is the only name and format that must be used. Every other name that you have on this consumer report does not belong to me. Delete these names immediately. Furthermore, you are furnishing outdated and irrelevant addresses
in violation of
on the premise that the credit report is supposed to be accurate. 15 USC 1681 B speaks about relevancy of the information on a consumer report and the what word do I want to use?
Fairness?
The obligation you have to report accurate information. You are reporting inaccurate information. Remember now, accuracy and fairness.
And fairness, right? We're
using their own words. You are reporting inaccurate information and outdated information on my consumer report. You have single-handedly caused damage to my reputation, my character, my mode of living. This information needs to be deleted. So now we're going to list all the addresses that they have listed there. We need all of these addresses deleted. The only address that is accurate and correct
is my current
address, as you can see displayed on my driver's license. See attachment below. Right? My only phone number is this number. My only email address is this. I do not want my employment information displayed. Delete that from my consumer report. And that is just a simple personal information letter.
That's not even getting into the meat and
That's
potatoes.
just one letter.
Right.
Because people are trying to dispute 50 million things at the same time.
With
Breaking
credit
it-
sweep.
Correct. That word is also just crazy, bro.
I stopped the riding the tracks with that word.
What the hell are you sweeping? Sweeping.
So I got a question real quick. So you mentioned on the person you talking about, you want the employment information removed. Why would that be valuable for a consumer?
Well, you don't want people knowing your business. You have a right to privacy, right?
Just like and that's
Just like
why
it says.
Absolutely.
There is nothing that says your employment is public record. It's not. So I want my employment off. Delete it.
So let me ask you a question. The 3 credit bureaus is a $10 billion annual business, right? They profit, I think, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they profit over $3 billion,
Disgusting.
right? Private companies, I think they lack oversight. I think just the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau oversees them, right?
And the FTC.
And the FTC, right? But they are habitual violators of individuals' credit, right?
And these are the same
right?
people
So you
we're
go right.
supposed
You're
to
right.
trust.
So I want to hear. Yeah, you're going. So let me finish. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Private companies habitually violated. Which again, if this happened to any company in America, with the amount of complaints, you'd be out of business. But for the credit bureau or the consumer reporting agencies are unable to stay in business. So my question is, when you come across a case or a situation of you're helping somebody and you are disputing with the consumer reporting agencies and they are still flagrant in their violation, they're unwilling to abide, how do you rectify that?
So a lot of people are sending all disputes to the consumer reporting agencies. 9 times out of 10, that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
No?
Who do they receive the information from?
From the actual the creditors and
Correct.
right.
So if I know where they're getting the information from, why am I going to fight a $10 billion company when I can just go to the source and get it deleted? If it gets deleted from the source,
for some reason, I just heard 20 million deletion letters just get ripped up right now. Like, why am I sending this to the bureau? But go ahead, yeah.
why do that?
That is true. Like,
We can do
common
that
sense.
too, and then we can go run up a bag with a lawsuit. But why not get 2 lawsuits going versus 1? Remember, the consumer reporting agencies are not fabricating information. They report what they get.
They get, right.
Who is reporting it? Let's pull up. So if it's Capital One, we're going to pull up with a letter of Capital One.
Capital One, right. So there, who should we be attacking?
Correct.
Right, I
so
see what
now,
you're saying.
if
Okay.
Capital One deletes the information, it's gone from Equifax. It's gone from TransUnion.
But what do we tell those where we may where we go to Equifax say no, and then we
me a negative
subsequently,
account.
let's just say a collection,
What
right?
type of collection?
A credit card collection
All right,
past 6 months,
All right, cool.
right? So you disputed first with the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus validates it.
No, we're not going to do that. So this is the thing. People don't know how to dispute. If it's collection, I'm going straight to the collections company because first of all, the law addresses collection companies too, right? The FDCPA 15 USC 1692. Right. So now we're talking about old law and new law because a lot of people don't know that there's a new law for debt collection that got passed November 31st of 2021. A lot of people don't know this, right?
Okay.
So now there's not all debt collections are the same.
Right.
So they contact consumers in different ways. Based on the ways they contacted the consumer, that's what prompts the dispute. That's what I teach my students. People are sending out generic letters. Well, the reason why y'all not getting results is because y'all don't know how to dispute.
Right.
So let's say an example. after the new law, so let's say it's a collection that got on a consumer report after November 31st, 2021, and this debt collector failed to notify the consumer, well, that is a violation of what is called the no parking rule. You're going to send out a no parking rule letter, right?
Right.
If it's a collection now that came and in the 30 days, they just put it on there, now we're going to use a cease and desist, a notice for validation of debt, proof of claim, or a cease and desist, because per Son 12 CFR
Right.
1006.34C, notice of disputes of debts, it requires a debt collector to send at least 13 disclosures to the consumer
13 of them.
under the new law. But if it was a debt that was placed on before, that now falls under the old law, but you can still dispute it now using the new law. So it's there's different parts to that collection, and this is why a lot of people don't get results. Because when we look at for that collection, 15 USC 1692G,
Right.
and that's for validation of debts. Well, that's cool, but the new law under 15 US under 12 CFR
Right.
1006.34C has totally different requirements than 15 USC 1692 GB.
So
The requirements now are different.
So it's really understanding the laws, essentially, that gives you that advantage and to
To
be able
delete anything. Correct.
So, okay, I want to switch gears for a second
Let's
here
get it.
because we got a lot of gems here, right? Now I want to go ahead and attack. We have attacked the credit reporting agencies, right? What about these banks?
I was about to say
Interest
something,
rates out
but
of
I
the red.
said
Yeah.
something.
You know?
All right.
Don't worry, we got a bleep button. You know what I'm saying? But what's
While
going
you're saying
on?
this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the production. I want you to pull up CFPB $3.7 billion lawsuit against
Ooh.
Wells Fargo.
That's a good
Let me
context,
just show
right?
you some of what these banks. It fits perfectly what you're saying.
Yeah, because we've seen there was the class action lawsuit by I actually did a show about this a couple of years. Navient had the big class action lawsuit, right? I think it was over 30 attorney generals went after them. Wells Fargo, habitual violators. A lot of these mortgage companies, habitual violators, auto loan companies, habitual violators, and things like
You're
that.
gonna
right?
love this.
So
that's
let's
right.
talk
If you
about
really-
some of these habitual institutions that are violating individuals, and they're almost they're getting a
That's what I'm saying.
fine,
When
but
you look at that-
no executives
that
in
number don't even
jail.
look big, bro.
No, so let's talk about this.
All right. Yep. Go ahead. Read away.
You know, so we have an article here, which if I to give some context for those that don't know, CFPB orders Wells Fargo to pay $3.7 billion for widespread mismanagement of auto loans, mortgages, and deposit accounts. Which I even seen a
no,
series.
continue. I promise
Okay,
you. It's gonna go
Okay.
directly to what you just said.
Which I'm gonna go ahead. Company repeatedly misapplied loan payments, wrongfully foreclosed on homes.
Continue.
And illegally repossessed vehicles, incorrectly assessed fees and interest, charged surprise overdraft fees, along with other illegal activity affecting over 16, I'm going to repeat, 16 million consumer
You
accounts.
think they're the only ones doing it? They're just the only ones
caught?
The banking system makes bread off of bad credit. Wells Fargo issues a credit card.
Right.
In the terms and agreement, it says that if you miss a payment, we can now remove your interest rate from 10% to 28%. Go read y'all statements. It may not be those exact numbers, but it goes somewhere along
Right,
those
they
lines.
can inflate the...
So now, if they purposely applied mispayments for 10 million, for 16 million consumers, and a late payment charge is what, $10? Let's say it's $10.
Right.
Times that by 16 million.
Jesus Christ, you're at almost 200 million, 160 million. Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Do the math. So right now, we're talking about illegal repossessions.
That's crazy.
Mortgages,
Overdraft.
foreclosures.
It's what, $35 for overdraft.
Times 16 million.
Come on,
my
Sway, do the math.
God.
Do the math. You see why these companies will never go out of business?
Wow. And this is one of the biggest banks in the
That's
country.
just one bank.
Why? Why is it a money grab? Is it money? Is it? I know because I'm asking the question in various ways, but this is so astonishing because you would think the greatest country on earth to ever exist, where dreams are born. People come here to live the American dream, but it's like, damn, it's come in a nightmare we're being forced into here.
Well, a nightmare is still a dream.
Facts.
They just didn't tell you what the American dream was.
Holy shit. Damn, that's a good. I like that.
And what you said earlier, you was like, if you want to lead the people.
Yeah, give them misinformation.
Bro, for real. And think about it. No one gets information about how banks operate. You're not getting the credit information, right? You're not getting no financial literacy. You just put your money. You just put your money in the banks and hoping.
So, when you see something like this, what? How do you feel?
I am happy. I rejoice. You know the amount of deletions we're about to get now? See? What I see and what everybody else sees is totally different. When I see this, I'm about to get whole credit cards deleted, mortgages deleted, foreclosure stopped, repossessions taken care. Come on, Sway. Come on, bro.
Yeah, okay. Got a 16 million pot you can choose from now. 16 million people you can choose from. Yeah.
Education is so important.
Understood. Yeah.
See, where there is, what's the word I'm looking for? Crisis. Well, crisis doesn't travel by itself. It has a twin. It's called opportunity. So where people see crisis, there's an opportunity for you to correct that situation.
We've seen that with COVID.
People just are tunnel vision on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we know these repossessions were illegally done, let's identify everybody right now on social media that ever had a Wells Fargo repossession.
Wow, good point.
Let's identify everybody right now that's going through a foreclosure with Wells Fargo. Let's identify all credit cards with late payments that belongs to Wells Fargo.
Our car loans with Wells Fargo.
You see where I'm going with
I see
this.
where you're going with this now.
So now, those 16 million people, we can clean their whole credit.
So knowing the laws is the key. You know, like you said, if you want to show somebody, put it in plain sight. Mm-hmm. So you was able to go ahead and capitalize of learning the information, right? And now you're educating on the information. So ultimately, anybody that's watching this show, they could be able to get to that 700 credit score.
Easy.
Or get just by simply.
I built to 800 3 times in 1 year. My first 800.
Wait, say that again? Hold on. Wait a minute. I don't think they heard you. Say that again?
Okay. I built an 800 credit score 3 times in 1 year. My first 800 was built in Kuwait. I wasn't even in the country. I did that with my cell phone. I was in Kuwait.
Wait, whoa.
In 140-degree weather, walking 1.5 miles to post.
So as you was in the armed forces, you doing your thing over there, you sitting here was building your credit off of a cell phone in the middle of a desert.
Yep. So I don't take excuses anymore. Because I can be halfway around the world and do it with a cell phone. And you guys are here and you don't even just want to go to the post office. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
My God.
People make time for the things that are important to them. Right. And when I hear people say, oh, Daraine, your program is so expensive, I can't join. It's just that, it's not that you have a money problem. See, your credit is just not important for you to figure it out. Mm-hmm. It's not. Keep paying 18 and 26%. It's cool. Go pay for that same car 3 times like I did when I was ignorant. See, the bill for ignorance is one of the biggest bills you will ever pay.
Wow.
Facts.
Big fact.
Heavy.
And that goes across anything in life.
Mm-hmm. Heavy talk.
You know, now when you talk of personal finance, it definitely can dictate your life, right? Most people don't. And credit nowadays, it has an effect in your housing, your schooling, your education, employment, insurance. Everything. It affects your lifestyle in many different facets, right?
Something so important. You don't think that needs to be taught in schools?
Okay, you bringing up another point. Why? Now, I mean, I see there's a lead. Matter of fact, Florida just introduced a bill. I think there's 17 other states that's following along where there's a personal finance bill where high school students are now required to acquire at least half a credit in personal finance prior to graduating, right? Now, some may say it's a little too late, right? Because this is something that should have been implemented.
We can't cry over spilled milk. The fact is it's here. Yeah. Let's make it better now. So we're teaching our kids.
So, okay. Now, what if, because here, I want to find a way, how do I phrase this question? You see now the schools now, right, are starting to lead the charge. We're in a different era with the digital age and everything. So information is there, right? So you see the schools wanted to teach personal finance, but they are lacking in teaching this right here, because what you're teaching is what should be taught. It's not something that's a folktale, which like credit repair end up becoming, right? Something started off as pink, now is gray. Your speech is something that it's like the Bible. It's in the book. I'm not deviating from it. I'm not interjecting into it. But yet, why is it not so widespread?
Who controls America?
Well, we know that. The powers to be, right?
The banking system. Come on.
So there you go, circling back to the banks, man. You're circling back to...
The banks... The U.S. is not a country. It's a corporation.
Yes.
The president is the president of the corporation. It doesn't mean he owns it. The banks own the U.S., especially the Federal Reserve Banks.
Hold on, you dropping some, you going deep now.
1913. People need to go look what happened. That's when the Federal Reserve Bank was born. That bank, that idea for a Federal Reserve system was shut down so many times before, but they waited until Christmas when Congress left to sneak a bill in. Yeah. Woodrow Wilson. Right? The creature that came out of Jekyll Island is called the Federal Reserve Bank. What's his name? J.P. Morgan,
right?
Chase,
the bankers when they met in that
Andrew Carnegie,
yeah,
the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. I can't remember the rest of the names.
Right. They all met.
Banks own America. See, the Rothschilds said, "See, if I control the world's money, I care not what its leaders do."
He who controls the country's purse strings, right? It's the phrase like that. You're right. And most people don't realize, well, it was like the 70s. That's when we got taken off the gold standard.
Yeah, 1970.
And that's when it further empowered the Federal Reserve
the banking. Now they had complete authority to print anything.
And as we've seen with COVID, right?
It's not even money. It's what? Note.
A note.
Reserve, where is it?
An IOU.
Yeah.
An IOU.
Like, this used to be a redeemable certificate that you could take to the banks and pull real money out, which is money of God, gold and silver. And now Bitcoin.
So as let me go ahead and ask you another very interesting. This is a danger, yeah. Because listen,
y'all got me going.
He's going in, but I like it because at the end of the day, who's winning is the audience. The audience is winning right now, right? Because they catch it.
Lucky.
They lucky here. They catching some gems, right? So I want to ask about your blueprint. So we're here in the blueprint a show here. So you shared how you started your blueprint. You came from the armed forces, you came as an immigrant, and you was soaked up the game, and now you're teaching the game. So how was you able to promote your blueprint to the platform that it is now?
All right. So investment. See, I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, I am my greatest investment. A lot of people don't believe they are their greatest investment.
Investing in yourself.
Correct. And a lot of people are not willing to get mentors to teach them things that they already know. See, do you believe that intelligent person can teach another intelligent person how to do the thing that intelligent person knows how to do?
Absolutely.
So if I know people that's doing $100,000 days and $1 million days, and I want to do it, why not go and pay them to teach me how to do it?
And that's the problem with
No,
the we don't
people
pay.
like,
Yeah,
no,
afraid
I
to
wanna
pay.
figure it out by
Right.
myself. Good luck, bro.
Good luck.
Take it 5 to 10 years figuring out just how to make $1 million. Go take 10 years doing that. When I'm gonna just learn how to do this in a single day. People don't believe that they should invest in themselves. See, they look as investing and getting mentorship as an expense. It's not an expense, it's an investment.
Right.
And the moment a person or a business owner is able to distinguish between what an investment is and what an expense is, they will start to see. Dude, last year and a half, I spent close to $300,000 on my education. We met in a
Just further enlightening yourself.
Oh yeah, but dude, I made 1.5.
I mean, that sounds like a good return to me, right? I mean, come on.
We met in a mentorship that cost like $50,000. That's where we met. I didn't know him before, and now we became friends.
Proximity.
Come on,
That
bro.
proximity,
What
right.
happens when you surround yourself with like-minded people?
Birds of a feather flock together. We all
Have
heard
you ever
that story.
seen
Yeah.
lions hunting with hyenas? Have you ever seen eagles hunting with pigeons?
You got the engineers.
So we have to immerse ourselves in an environment conducive to our growth. What things are you feeding your mind?
You know what? And with that right there, that's a good way to go ahead and end the show with which, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I've done as much as possible to pull the gems out, right? And I know today, again, you guys won because, Daraine was to be able to share not only the strategies and the approach you should be able to take in personal finance as well as, consumer law, but also, most important, he was able to share that you can do this yourself if you're just now being able to invest in yourself.
Before
Just
we
invest
go,
in yourself.
because the
No,
$2
go
grand is
ahead.
still here.
It's still
I want to prove a few things before I go. The $2 grand is still here.
It's
I'ma
still
give
here
you
on the
another opportunity
table.
to
Another
get it.
shot.
I'm gonna give you another shot to get this $2 grand. You see how many chances I give him to get this $2
I
grand?
love this guy,
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
would like to.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna prove to you that FICO doesn't exist. Or
FICO,
Vantage doesn't exist.
the two credit scoring models.
on your consumer report. I'm going to
Whoa.
prove that it doesn't exist on
Whoa.
your consumer report, right?
Okay.
So that's the first thing.
Okay.
The next thing I'm going to prove to you is that a late payment does not exist. Utilization does not exist on your consumer
But
report.
late payments and utilization are 65%
The
of
$2
your.
grand is right here. Why are you worried about that? Right? And next, I'm going to prove that people that don't know consumer law loses about 357.5 points because they don't know consumer laws.
357.5.
0.5 points. I got $2 grand to put up for that.
I don't know. He's been making me look bad all show today, man. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
gonna-
The bald head sweating.
This is how we're going to close out today. We're going to close out with some heat.
You got the bald head sweating right now, man. Woo. Okay, listen.
I like
Let's.
to be a man of my word.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. 15 USC 1681A.
Okay.
So let's get that on the screen.
Let's get that again. Say it one more time. 15
USC 1681A.
1681A. Let's get that up there.
It should bring us to the definitions and rules of
Definition
construct.
and rules of construction.
Perfect.
All right. Let's break that up. Let's make that a little bigger.
Yep,
There we
let's
go.
scroll down to number 2, exclusions.
All right. Boom. There we go. Right there.
All right.
Okay.
I want you to read that for me.
All right. Number 2. Except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include.
All right. Now, I want you to click on the word consumer report because we need to know what definitions mean, right?
Let's hyperlink the consumer report. Okay.
Yep, just click on it. It's going to give us a definition.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got, man. Okay. Definition consumer report. The term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency bearing a consumer's creditworthiness, credit standing, credit capacity, character, general reputation, personal characteristics, or mode of living which is used or expected to be used or collected in whole or in part of the purpose of serving as a factor in establishing the consumer's eligibility for A, credit or insurance to be used primarily for personal, family, or household purposes, B, employment purposes, or finally C, any other purpose authorized under 1681B of this rule.
Now, in the definition of what your consumer report is, did you see a FICO score or a Vantage score in the definition of what Congress says your consumer report is?
But no.
right.
Okay, but I have a little challenge on that though.
You want to challenge the law? Go ahead.
But FICO, and
It is written.
he has that divine voice. He's like, it is written. Yeah, you're right. But let me ask you a question. If I'm not mistaken, because the credit reporting agencies, that's an institution.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, the FICO and Vantage, they're unrelated. Well, they're separate institutions, right? So
you're gonna get it when the light bulb goes off.
Okay,
You're on the path. Good.
right.
So no, go back. Yeah. So no, I want you to reread number 2.
Okay. Except it provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include.
Does not include. We know what a consumer report is now, right?
Right.
Based on
After
the
the
definition
we just
and
read.
the law says, except as provided in paragraph 2, the term consumer report does not include. So is it fair to say that everything now that's going to come is not included in the consumer report?
Or shouldn't be
It
included.
should not be in there.
Based on this law
That's
here.
what it says. Does not include.
Right. Okay.
Is
So
that
we're-
fair? Is that
that's
fair?
fair? Yeah, because
All
we're
right.
about to read it now.
All
then.
right. So
I
what
can
does
say
it
that.
say is not in there?
All right. So we're gonna read A.
A1.
A1. Report containing information solely as to transaction or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report.
So that's how a regular person would read it. So we're going to go back again and we're going to read it how I read it.
Okay.
Read A1 again.
Report containing information solely as to transactions. Right.
Well, what is your payment history? Isn't your payment history a history of all your transactions?
Well, of course, right. On the surface, of course, yeah.
Right?
Right.
Now, it says, or experience. If you have a line of credit for $10,000 and you are using that line of credit at any given time, the amount you use, isn't that your experience between you, the consumer,
And
the
that
line of
creditor.
credit with the creditor?
Right.
So I want you to reread that again now.
So, report containing information solely as to transactions or experiences, the two examples you mentioned, between the consumer and the person making the report.
Click on the word person. What do you think the word person means?
The second one, no, on A. Yeah, that one. I'm assuming they're referencing the Consumer Reporting Agency.
Listen what the
The
word
term person means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative, association, government or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity.
So we
that's
know
a
Wells
catch-all
Fargo
phrase
is a
right
person.
there. Yeah.
We know Bank of America is a person. We know all these corporations are persons.
Right.
So now let's go back.
So report containing information solely as it or
Now let's read it from the top now. Read from number 2.
Okay, let's pull it. Okay, so number 2, except as provided in paragraph 3. I'm learning here, guys. I'm getting educated here. The term consumer report does not include
A1.
report containing information solely as to the transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person, which can be entities
Correct.
making the report.
So if your transactions and your experiences are not included on your consumer report, where does a late payment come from? If your transaction history is not a part of your consumer report.
So what is that's crazy then? So wait a minute. Because so based on this approach, you actually have gotten results and
100%. I'm not going to sit here and speak if I'm not getting results from what I'm telling you.
this is crazy.
See, factors of FICO, a technology software company, isn't law. Factors of FICO are only factors of FICO. Payment history, utilization, length of credit history, mixture of credit and new credit. Those are FICO factors. It has nothing to do with your consumer report. Your consumer report and your FICO factors are separate things.
Right.
Your FICO cannot exist without information from your consumer report. Your consumer report exists without a FICO score. That is why when you go to annualcreditreport.com and you
get
pull
the
it,
report,
you get the report
not
with
the
no
score.
score.
Right.
The score is irrelevant because it is not a part of the consumer report. Those factors of FICO has nothing to do with your consumer report. If you let those payment history and experience gets reported, now we have late payments, now we have utilization. But the law says 15 USC 1681A 2A1, under the exclusion section, it says, except as provided in paragraph 3, the term consumer report does not include reports
Containing information. Right.
information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report.
Heavy, bro.
Where did the late payment come from?
You know, if this was more widespread, it would rock the
Change
financial,
the game.
almost, change the game.
You know how many late payments we get deleted? You have people sending in goodwill letter. What the hell is a goodwill letter? Like, that shit needs to be burnt up and thrown in the trash.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, you brought up a good point. But the goodwill letter is a staple in the approach in the credit repair industry.
And what are you saying? Oh, I'm sorry for being late. My dog got sick. I am very responsible. Look at last year's payment history. I had a stellar... What the... What, like,
We're about to get him out of character here, y'all.
we have the power to control the report. Why are you groveling and begging a corporation to delete a late payment that shouldn't even be
Been
there
there
in the first place? Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed because of a lack of information.
So essentially, your credit report should only have information that you allow it to be on there.
Correct. You control the report. It is not like they told you, oh, we have a right to report it. Which law says you have a right to report any information? Show me the law. There is none. The law says, pull up 15 USC.
Interesting.
Pull up 15 USC 6802. I'm going to close off soon because
you rolling. Man, listen, boy. He's like a freight train coming down the hill right now. Come on.
So pull up 15 USC 6801.
Let's
do
do it.
6801 first.
So 15 USC
6801.
6801. 6801. No, 68. Yeah, take the one out. 6801. There you go. 0. No, you missed the 0.
6801.
01. Yeah. Well, I know it's Friday now. Checks ain't cash yet. There we go. All right. Protection of what we got? Protection of non-public personal information.
Go ahead. I'm telling you, bro.
Wow.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we're going to start off with the first paragraph here.
It's not long. It's
Okay.
very quick.
It is the policy of the Congress of each financial institution. Wait, no. It is the policy of the Congress that each financial institution has an affirmative and continuing obligation to respect
word
the
again.
privacy. Respect the privacy and an obligation.
They have an obligation to respect your privacy. But continue.
Of its customers and to protect the security and confidentiality, you said it earlier, of those consumers' non-public personal information. So the key factor is the information reporting on your credit is considered confidential. Therefore, it kicks in this law here where, again, the Congress is saying each financial institution
All
should
those
not be.
data breaches, lawsuit. This is the section that gives you the right to get paid. But continue.
Okay, hold on, man. All right, hold on, man. Let me get my lawyer on speed dial right now, In furtherance of the policy in subsection A, each agency or authority described in Section 6805A of this title, other than the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection, shall, which is very important, shall establish appropriate standards for the financial institutions subject to their jurisdiction relating to the administrative, technical, and physical safeguards.
Safeguards. So when T-Mobile had that breach, there's a reason why consumers are getting paid out. And because they don't know that this law was breached, they'll take, if you
Take
get a
anything,
different
right.
lawyer and go sue now under this section, you can run up your whole bag. But continue.
What?
Well, you
Matter
finish-
of fact, even the consumer reporting agencies
Yes.
got data breaches
Yes.
as well too.
But
Let's
did
keep.
you
Okay.
finish? Did you finish
No,
this?
there's three more.
Okay.
Number one, to ensure, which is the physical safeguards. Number one, to ensure the security and confidentiality of consumer records and information. Big one right there. Big one. Okay. Number two, to protect against anticipated threats or hazards to the security or integrity of such
Hackers.
records. Of such records. I'm sorry.
Those are the hackers.
Right. And number three, to protect against unauthorized access to or use of such records or information which could
Permissible
result
purpose.
in the substantial harm or inconvenience to any customer.
Permissible purpose.
Which you say that
15
word,
USC
you mentioned that word,
1681B2.
What, matter of fact, before we get breaking that, if you could share with everybody what does actually the term permissible purpose means, because in a lot of your videos, which a lot of the audience is going to see, you use that term a lot.
All right. So I'm going to come back to it, right? Do
Okay.
not forget it.
Okay.
We're going to go to 6802, and then we're going to go back to permissible purpose.
Okay,
I'm going to tie it all in.
All right, okay.
So now
okay.
we're going to go to 15 USC 6802. This is where now I'm going to prove to you that no company has a right to report your information.
Whoa. Yeah. Hold on, bro. Listen, man. Today's Friday. Who you tell me? Come on, man. What we got? What do you mean?
I got
So what's the
$2
point? What's the
grand
point
on
of
the
having?
table.
What's the point of having a credit report and credit consumer agencies if they can't report nothing?
Because the consumer controls what gets reported. It's all the consumer. You control everything. But because we've been misguided, miseducated, that the banks can report it by law, what law says that? None.
This is a game changer. This is a game changer I'm learning right here, bro.
Yo, so wait,
Show
hold on,
me
hold
the
on.
law right now that
So you
says
saying somebody can have, and I just want a little bit of clarity
No.
for people watching. And listening,
Yeah, go
right?
ahead. Yeah.
So somebody can have bankruptcies on their joint, late payments, repos, and get access to the information that you teaching, that you sharing, and they can get all that stuff removed.
Absolutely yes, in all caps.
Ooh.
And how much time is that taking for them to do all that?
See, now I can't make promises.
Right, because
Crow-
the
everyone's
DNA,
different.
right,
Everybody's different.
Yep.
right.
But people, the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see results.
That's a great answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Right.
So wait,
Right.
highlight that.
Yeah. Honestly, this right here,
What gets removed?
is astonishing.
What gets removed?
Everything.
I seen something the other day. This dude was talking about he was able to get his child support removed.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's easy.
Easy.
Crazy.
Child support is fraud anyway, but
Yeah, it is. That's crazy though.
Well, but a lot of single fathers about to hit you up right now. Like, yo.
so 15 USC 6802.
Let's pull 15
USC 6802.
6802. 6802. Oh, should I just put the two there?
Yep.
There you go. Boom.
All right.
Obligations with respect. Let me see the title.
Hold on,
Let me read
hold
the
on,
title.
hold on.
Okay.
My students do not. I know I'm giving away a lot of sauce.
Yeah,
Do
they go to drop the comments
Oh
right
my
now. I can see the
God,
comments about to
man.
come on fire.
I shouldn't be giving y'all this information, but however, like I'll make it up to y'all. I'll make it up to y'all.
All right,
I'll
let's
make
do
up
it.
to
Let's
y'all.
do it. All right, let's give the people what they
All right,
want
let's get
now.
it.
Let's give it to them.
Let's
All
get
right,
it.
come on. All right, obligations with respect to disclosure of personal information. So we're about to discuss how institutions should not have the right to report information on your credit. Let's talk about this. Okay, good. Except as otherwise provided in this subchapter, a financial institution may not directly or through any affiliate disclose to a non-affiliated third party any non-public personal information unless such financial institution provides or has provided to the customer a notice. Go down a little bit. No. Up, a little more. A notice that complies with section 6803 of this title. Wow.
Right. So
from what I'm hearing
Let's
here,
go to
just
B
face
now.
okay.
we're gonna take it back. We're gonna dissect it because I like breaking it apart.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Go down to B.
Go to B, okay.
Well, what does that say?
Number one, a financial
No,
institution.
before that, what does B itself says?
Opt out.
Opt out. What does it mean to opt out?
To opt out of something, right?
Right.
Okay.
Very good. I just
All
wanted
right.
to establish that fact.
Okay.
All right, let's
All right.
go.
So now we're reading one, which is the general. Okay. A financial institution may not disclose public personal information to a non-affiliated third party unless, go ahead, here's the conditions. A, such financial institution.
Before we get to A, we gotta dissect what you just read.
Okay.
So we know that Truist Bank, right? They own Lightstream and SunTrust.
Yes.
Those are
Affiliates.
affiliates because they're affiliated by common interest ownership,
Right.
right? Truist Bank doesn't own Equifax. Truist Bank doesn't own Experian. Truist Bank doesn't own TransUnion.
Right.
They are non-affiliated. Lightstream and SunTrust are affiliated by ownership and common interest.
Of Truist Bank.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
So they can share information amongst each other all they want. A non-affiliated third party is a consumer reporting agency.
Wow. So Truist, Lightstream, and any of the subsidiaries, SunTrust, like the example, they have no legal right to share any of your information or experiences with the consumer reporting agency.
Unless they gave the consumer the disclosures you're about to read. It's right there.
We're about to. Okay.
So what's the first disclosure that must be given?
First disclosure. Such financial institution clearly and conspicuously.
Clearly and conspicuously.
Right. Discloses to the consumer, so it must be plain, in writing or in electronic form or other form permitted by the regulations prescribed under section 6804 of this section, that such information may be disclosed to such third party.
Now, I want you to think about something. When you got your car, right?
Right?
Did that institution tell you that we were about to disclose your information?
Nobody does. Like,
Go to the next one.
Right, okay. B, the consumer is giving the opportunity before the time that such information is initially disclosed to direct that such information not be disclosed to such third party.
Right. Now, when they gave you the car, they should have always said, hey, we're going to report your information. And if you decide that you don't want your information reported, this is what you need to do.
Or give you an option to opt out and not
That's
be.
why this section is called opt out. And what is the third thing that they must give you?
Third, the consumer is giving an explanation of how the consumer can exercise that non-disclosure option.
So if you decide, no, I don't want this information reported, they need to now tell you what you need to do not to have this information reported. So if the law says you have the right to opt out of having your information reported, how are these banks telling you that we're required to report your information by law? That is a lie. The law proves that they must give you 3 disclosures before they can even attempt to report your information.
But we're going from mortgages to to car loans to credit cards to hard money lending. Who does any of this?
That's my point. Why you think I can confidently put $2,000 here and says that I can show you how to delete anything, or I can prove to you that these things exist?
Y'all know rarely I'm quiet. Y'all, I talk my shit, but when he got me quiet right now. He got me quiet. I can't argue. I cannot argue the facts and the laws that's being shown here, guys. And I hope everybody's really tuned into this, because I could tell you I'm tapping into this right now. But so I have so many follow-up questions because you're telling me in a way you could DIY your own credit report.
That's why I teach it.
You could DIY,
That's
right?
why I teach it.
Well, so in other words, doesn't matter if you're a college student just entering the credit world, or you're somebody that's 70, 80, you about to
Or
hit the
even a credit repair business owner. It doesn't matter who you are. Learn the stuff and go be great.
Everybody should be great
Come
then.
on, bro.
Nobody should have bad credit, essentially. because you could control what goes in
You
and what comes off.
control everything.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So okay. Now we're gonna get a lot of activity on this episode here, right? A lot of activity. So I want to highlight the point we made before this, permissible purpose, because this ties into controlling your credit report. Because just permissible purpose, I'm hearing that word. I'm saying, okay, what you are allowing, permissible purpose, right?
We go back to 15 USC 1681B.
Okay, 1681B. Bring up 1681. Yeah. So far we've learned institutions does not have the right protection of non-public.
1681.
81. 1681. They ready to get up out of here. Cinco de Mayo was last week, boy. Yeah.
1681B, right? 1681.
We at 1681.
So just put a B at the end of it.
81.
And then B.
And then a B. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Got it. Permissible purpose of consumer reports.
Go down to B2.
So you don't even call them credit reports. You by this definition, you call them consumer reports.
It's what they have. Why would I want to make up my own words if Congress tells us what they are, who they are, what we should do?
And first of all, by the way, what are we watching here? These are actual laws written by Congress. This is not.
Go look them up.
This is actual laws here. I
didn't write them. I wish I did.
All right. I just want to make sure the source of where we getting this from.
Everybody can go fact check. This is why I give sources. And if you have people right now that's teaching you and they cannot give you any source, I'll just be weary of the information.
Understood.
I'll be weary.
Understood.
Why is where you're getting your information from a secret? It's not a secret. Go and look it up. It's right there.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get into this permissible purpose right here, because this right here, this is going to be if you could let's scroll
back up.
Scroll back up a little bit.
Let's scroll back up.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and.
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
So go ahead.
So now we're going to talk.
I'm going to give you this.
Let me get this one. Let me get, come on,
ahead.
man. Let me get a little shine up in here now. You feel me? So, subject to subsection C, any consumer reporting agency may furnish a consumer report under the following circumstances and no other.
What does number 2 say?
Number 2 say, in accordance with the written instructions of the consumer to whom it relates.
Do you remember when we read 6801? What was the last thing under 6801?
That they have the opportunity to opt out?
That's 6802.
Okay.
6801, when it spoke about your permission and they cannot use it without permission from the consumer.
So this further elaborates on that.
The laws work together.
How long? Which, by the way, quickly, how long ago these laws were written? They've
been written a minute, back in the 80s, 70s.
So they're ingrained.
This section, this permissible purpose section, was updated July of last year.
Oh, so this is
no. So
this is concrete.
There.
Yeah,
it's been there, but
right.
There was a recent update because consumer reporting agencies were giving out consumer reports to come. This is a whole nother class, bro. I just did a 3-hour class on permissible purpose alone, and the new law, and the interpretation coming directly from the CFPB.
So let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Have you ever gotten pushback from the credit bureaus?
Oh, they do pushback. Because, see, they test to see if this is just a template offline. See, what a lot of people do, they'll get a template and then they'll send it. But then the consumer reporting agencies give them a rebuttal and they don't know how to build a Part 2 letter. That's people will get templates. But then when the rebuttal comes, they don't know how to
respond to it.
And that is why they don't get results. They don't know how to build Part 2 and Part 3.
So permissible purpose, as to tie it up, is basically you as an consumer giving that institution.
It must be written. What happens when you go to a car dealership?
You go to buy a car and things like that.
You give one person permission, but then you had 15 inquiries.
Facts.
It's called identity theft. aggravated identity theft. Because someone without your written permission just use an identification of you knowingly without a permissible purpose.
Ooh.
This show can go on for
This
hours,
can go.
bruh.
Listen. You know what? But you know what? In fairness to your students in the community, listen, guys. If you want to get these gems, you got to pay for it. Tap in with Daraine and join his class, join his university. All of the links, information will be in the bio,
I
right?
even got something for your audience too. Cause
Matter of fact, yeah, it's good.
if they stayed till the end, I think they deserve something. So this is what I'm going to do. You can test me out, right? They can test me out. So I'm giving access to my 30-day course, right? That course is valued at $1,497. That's $1,497. And 2 of my ebooks that are like probably $300 together. So that's like $1,800.
Okay.
For $47, they can get it, right? Whole 30 days, everything, right?
Okay.
The 2 ebooks for $47. All they got to do is text the word credit to 917-993-5238.
One more time.
So all they got to do is text the word credit to 917-993-5238. And the reason why I'm not giving this away for free, you see, when people pay, they pay attention.
Period.
And if you're not willing to invest in your own self to fix your own credit, I don't believe you should get them.
You know what? And any online coach or influencer or any community leader espouses that same belief there. You know, you got to pay to play.
When
That's
you
the way
pay,
I put it.
You
You
pay
gotta
attention.
period.
There's a lot of people that get stuff for free and they do not cherish it. They do not respect it. And because it cost them nothing, it meant nothing
to them. And so listen, ladies and gentlemen, definitely tap in with Daraine. He's giving 30-day access to his course, okay? 2 ebooks, again, almost $2,000 worth of value here, all down to, literally pennies on a dollar. $47. All you have to do is type the word credit. If you did not catch the number, we're going to include it into the show notes. And more importantly, listen, as he just mentioned, he held a 3-hour masterclass on permissible purpose. I know you always have a lot of things going on. You're traveling, you're networking, you're speaking. So if there's, before we wrap up, you want to share with the audience any future projects, any future events you're going to do, where they can catch you, also how they can follow you.
I got a lot of stuff.
Go ahead. Let's share with the audience.
So my social medias, they can just type in Daraine Delevante.
Okay.
So that's DARAINE, type that in everywhere. My website will pop up, Facebook, Instagram, I think my Twitch, all of them will pop up, right?
Beautiful.
The next thing is I have a challenge coming up. So every month I do a challenge. Okay. 1 month is for consumers where I teach them how to delete anything from their credit reports. And then the next one is for credit repair business owners, teaching them how to scale their business. So depending on when they're watching this episode, all they got to do is come to my website, DaraineDelevante.com. They'll see which one is going on.
Right.
And if they're a consumer that wants to start a credit repair business, they can tap in. If they're a credit repair business owner that want to learn how to be a CEO, because a lot of credit repair business owners created a job for themselves.
That's all they did, yeah.
I'm independent, but I'm independent now with my own job.
Right.
If you want, I'm here now, my business is still running.
That's a true CEO. That's a true founder of a company, right?
CEO is not supposed to be stuck behind a desk. You pay a team to do that, because if I was doing that, I wouldn't be having this conversation.
You couldn't network. You couldn't build. You couldn't
I
grow.
would have been worried about sending out emails and answering text messages and putting social media posts. When will I get time to speak to you?
Good point. Good point.
We got to become CEOs and stop being executives. And when I say
high-paying executives.
High-paying executives, right?
Right.
Like, we're writing the copy, we're doing the post. Like, go hire a team, bruh.
Which,
Come on.
if, by the way, if anybody who have watched our past episodes, they know that is one of the secret ingredients of building a blueprint. You can make $1 million for yourself, but you can't make it by yourself. You need a team.
You can sell your way to 6 figures. I promise you won't sell your way to 7 figures. It is a different mindset.
It's a different animal.
100%.
Whole different animal. I agree with that,
Totally different person.
Which, by the way, again, guys, tap in with Daraine, man. Listen, check out his website. The link is going to be in the bio.
We got to do part 2. I didn't even tell you about mortgage fraud. I didn't tell you about repossessions. I didn't tell you about how bankruptcies are identity theft. Oh, my God.
Listen. We're going to do a part 2. I'm going to promise the audience we're doing a part 2.
Wait, if they want a part 2, they got to put part 2 in the chat. How about that?
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's see if they want a part 2.
You know what? We're going to run a poll. This is a poll.
Yeah.
Once this episode is out, if you guys that's all watching this episode want to see Daraine come back and share more gems, more value, right? Put part 2 in the chat.
Yeah, let's see.
That's
see if
all
they're
we're going to
watching.
run the number. And we get a good size amount, we'll go ahead and bring you back, right?
We'll know, because if we don't see part 2, we know they didn't watch it till the end.
Facts.
We'll know who watched this video to the
My
end.
favorite island boy. That's what I'm talking about, man. Listen, man. It was a great episode, great interview, man. Listen, guys. Definitely check out Daraine. He has a lot of master classes going, a lot of webinars going, a lot of seminars going. He's traveling. More importantly, we have a lot of people that come onto the show and they share their blueprint, whether it's entertainers, entrepreneurs, and things like that. But this is the first time where we can have somebody that can say it was pure gems and value brought from beginning to end. And it's something you need. Something you need. Doesn't matter what age, color, creed, background you have. Listen, if you tapped in, I recommend you guys tap in with Daraine. Just put blueprint on the comments. Let me know that, or let Daraine know that you guys came from the Respect My Blueprint podcast.
Sure.
So therefore, we know that, hey, we've gotten a lot of gems and we've given value to you guys. But always, guys, thanks for tapping in today. And of course, you can check out the Respect My Blueprint podcast across all platforms. You could also check us out on Apple iTunes as well as Spotify. And as always, you guys be safe out there. We're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
Let's go.
Are you looking to take your podcast or media production to the next level? Well, look no further than Blueprint Media's state-of-the-art podcast studio and media production services. Listen, our studio is equipped with top-of-the-line audio equipment and modern design to ensure your recordings are crystal clear and professional. With our expert producers on hand, your content will not only be expertly crafted, but also polished for maximum impact as well as visibility. Listen, if you're looking to start a new podcast or even elevate your existing one, Blueprint Media has everything you need to succeed. Don't wait. Book your session today with Blueprint Media and experience the difference yourself. Blueprint Media, where great content meets great production.